Hi, my name is Anya Pandita, and today I'm going to be discussing industrial and organizational psychology. IO psychology is the study of human behaviors in organizations and in the workplace. The industrial aspect of this addresses measuring human characteristics and matching the characteristics to a particular job. Within this, industrial psychologists apply psychological research findings to personnel functions such as pre-employment testing, placement, training, and performance management. Because of this, industrial psychology is often referred to as personnel psychology and is aimed at aiding companies in the process of attracting, recruiting, selecting, and training the best employees for the job. The organizational aspect of IO psychology focuses on the culture of the workplace and the influence of this culture on the behavior of the employees. Thus, organizational psychologists help companies to create a culture that both supports the growth of the employee and supports the employee and encourages them to fulfill their potential in reaching the company goals. Organizational psychology is often referred to as organizational behavior. Together, IO psychologists tend to concentrate on 9 different areas, which include job analysis, selection and placement, training and development, performance management and evaluation, organizational development, leadership development, team building, quality of work life, and ergonomics. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the industrial aspect of IO psychology. So there are 3 major goals of industrial psychologists, and these include selecting the best job applicants, training the employees in the best way possible, and having accurate evaluations of employee performance. For each of these things, it is necessary to first complete a job analysis to avoid any confusion on the roles responsible for the position. So IO psychologists are used to create a job description for a position based on their analysis of the job. So these descriptions are quite particular, as an outdated company may land them, like an outdated description could land a company in legal hot water, or one that's incorrect and it stresses that you need more skills and knowledge than you actually do for the job could land the company also in hot water, as it could be a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So for example, like if you're a taste tester for the job and it says that you need perfect vision, then it might be a violation of the act because it could be excluding blind people from the application pool. So thus, the job analysis is a technique that identifies the responsibilities of the job along with the skills and knowledge needed to complete it. To complete a job analysis, an IO psychologist may make observations of those at work, may interview current employees, or may have current employees complete various questionnaires based on like what they do on daily days and what their tasks are. They will then use this information to either edit or create a new job description based on what the company has asked for. Furthermore, a job analysis is also important for designing effective training programs that aim to integrate job analysis data with organizational goals. So modern day programs are often collaborative and include different engaging methods for learning. Similarly, job analysis is useful in designing performance appraisal systems so that job performance can be properly assessed and so managers can have clear expectations and rating systems on job performance. So now we're going to look more closely into the personnel selection portion of the industrial aspect of IO psychology. So the goal of personnel selection is to hire applicants that will do the job well. Selection devices for this process vary and include psychological tests, work samples, and selectional interviews. So psychological tests are used as a tool to gain insight into the candidate's traits that the recruiter may not have gotten before. Different psychological tests screen for different things, and common examples of these tests include an integrity or honesty test, a cognitive ability test, a mechanical aptitude test, motor and sensory ability tests, and a personality test. Next are work samples, and work samples and situational exercises are also used here. So work samples are used most often in jobs requiring the manipulation of objects, and situational exercises are often used for management positions. So work samples have been called high fidelity simulations, and that they require applicants to complete a list of tasks as if they were on the job. And then the last thing is selection interviews, and they've also been used after the applicant has passed the pre-employment test. So they're used with the use of structured behavioral interviews, and if conducted well, these can be a great indicator for job performance. These interviews should be based on the job analysis The questions should be the same for all applicants, and they should be evaluated by a panel that has been calibrated to score each applicant based on a numerical scale. And so, as I said before, these can be really useful in selecting for the right person for the job. However, many companies still ignore this and ignore the research supporting the use of the objective interview and still use the subjective interview instead. So overall in this video, we discussed the industrial aspect of IO psychology, and we talked about job analysis and personnel selection in regards to work studies, selective interviews, and psychological tests. And that's all for this video. Thank you. How long is it?